Well, despite having the best record in the NBA each of the last 2 years, a former coach of the year is now out of a job. Mike Brown has been fired by the Cavaliers after failing to get his team out of the second round in 2 out of the last 3 years. And our own Chris Broussard breaks down where he thinks the Cavs will go from here.
The only certainty in the Cleveland Cavaliers coaching search is that it won't be easy to replace Mike Brown. The one surefire upgrade over Brown, who definitely will be available, is Phil Jackson. And the consensus around the NBA is that Jackson's unlikely to go to Cleveland. Still, expect owner Dan Gilbert to wisely do everything he can to get Jackson to join the Cavaliers. Other than that, the Cavaliers don't yet have a short list, so expect them to consider former coaches like Byron Scott, Avery Johnson, maybe Jeff Van Gundy. Expect them to look at top-notch assistants like Mike Budenholzer in San Antonio, Monty Williams in Portland, Tom Thibodeau in Boston, and you'll even hear the names of college coaches like John Calipari and Tom Izzo. The decision won't be easy, nor will it be quick, but after firing a man with the success of Mike Brown, it better be right.
And this just in, ESPN's Chris Broussard is reporting the Chicago Bulls have reached out to Phil Jackson through back channels to gauge his interest in returning to Chicago. Now, there's been no direct contact between the team and Jackson, but people close to both parties believe Jackson would be open to a potential reunion next season. Taking a look at Jackson's career the first time around with the Bulls, he won 6 titles in 9 seasons and had a winning percentage over .700 both in the regular season and in the playoffs. What to watch for later tonight, Game 4 between the Lakers and Suns as Kobe Bryant is playing on another level in the conference finals. He scored over 32 points per game and dished out nearly 10 assists per contest. The Suns, meanwhile, have been successful at home against LA as they've won 6 straight home playoff games against the defending champs. Pedro Gomez has more.
If a severe gash that required 6 stitches over his right eye didn't stop him, then the Suns' Steve Nash isn't about to let another broken nose be cause for alarm. The gritty 2-time MVP, who has been bloodied multiple times in his career, said there is zero consideration about him not being ready to play in Game 4 against the Lakers on Tuesday night.
I'm lucky. I've had a couple of bumps and bruises that haven't affected my play, so those don't bother you. It's the ones that limit you that you hope you don't have to face. My nose feels good, so it shouldn't be a problem tomorrow at all.
This guy's gone through a lot of stuff in the last 2-3 years in playoffs. I don't think it's going to bother him.
To me, I think he's as tough as they come. When they talk about the hockey mentality, he's the epitome of what the hockey mentality is. I think he just keeps going.
Nash doesn't need to look any further than the official NBA logo for inspiration to get ready to play in Tuesday night's game. Former Laker great Jerry West, whose silhouette is the logo, broke his nose 9 times during his Hall of Fame career, but rarely missed any games because of those injuries. In Phoenix, Pedro Gomez, ESPN.
All right, time to begin our dunks of the night with Ray Allen, who caught fire from downtown, was the only Celtic to hit a tray, but did some damage above the rim as well. In at number 2, the man largely responsible for the Magic season staying alive, D12.
From the field, shot clock at 5, nice pass inside, Nelson to Howard, and Howard with 25.
However, the dunk of the night went to the losing team, Paul Pierce, turning back the clock and showing the Magic the truth.
Pierce to the basket, throws it down. Paul Pierce, grown man move.
Time to take a look at Monday night's stat sheet stuffer of the night, which goes to Dwight Howard, who came to play in Game 4 against the C's. D12 finished with 32 points and 16 boards to help the Magic avoid the sweep. to the first time Orlando's ever won a game when trailing 3-0. Howard was a force down low as well defensively, blocking 4 shots. Meanwhile, he buried 13 of 19 from the field to keep the Magic alive. Dwight Howard is your stat sheet stuffer of the night. And finally, some injury news and notes to pass along before we go. Despite averaging just 5 points per game over the last 2 weeks, Andrew Bynum and his ailing right knee will take the court for Game 4 later tonight out in Phoenix. But unfortunately, the news isn't so good for Pacers guard A.J. Price. The former UConn Husky broke his left kneecap in a charity basketball game and will need 4 to 6 months to recover. And that will do it for the Daily Dime. We thank you for watching and leave you now with our call to night.
I totally agree with Coach. You want to push the basketball. You can't make this a chess match against this outstanding Celtic defense.
Coming up on 2 minutes left in the OT. Nelson again, back-to-back threes for Jameer Nelson. And the Magic go up 92-86, timeout Boston. And the TD Garden has grown quiet.
Well, the 3 before this was offense by accident. This one still, to me, is a poor offensive possession, but he knocks in a big-time shot. And the banker on the one before, to me, that's the better look. And sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.